The Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17. Arjun said, Krishna, the person who ignores the principle laid down in Shastras, but is full of devotion and worships demigods, how will you term his worship? Satviki, Rajsi, or Tamsi? Lord Krishna said, devotion that arises out of one's own nature is devoid of procedural attributes, even though, as mentioned in the Shastras, yet it can be of three types, three categories. It can be Satviki, Rajsi, or Tamsi. I'll explain to you. Bharat, devotion of a person depends on her intrinsic nature. A devoted person is as good as bad as his devotion. Satvik men worship devas, gods. Rajas men worship demigods or demons, and Tamsi men worship ghosts and evil spirits. The person who ignores the holy scriptures, devises his own imagery and imaginary forms, he is full of attachment and desire and pride for his own power. Those who slight their body and soul, which in fact is by own extension, you must consider them to be demonic nature. Everyone enjoys such food as is compatible with their nature. Likewise, Yajna, donations, and devotional worship are also of three types, which I shall explain to you now. The foods which are stable, promote health, intellect, lovable, and are juicy, buttery, such foods are loved by Sattvic people. The foods which are bitter, sour, very salty, very hot, and causes burning sensation and are responsible for anxiety, sorrow, and disease. These are called Rajasic food for Rajasic people. The meals which are half cooked, dry, emit foul odor, are impure. Such meals are preferred by Tamasic people. Yajna, which is performed according to the established procedures, which, considering that it is one's duty to perform yajna, should be considered sattvic. But yajna, which is performed in order to show off and with arrogance and for achieving desired goals, it should be termed as rajas. Ignoring all holy procedures, without donating food, without chanting mantras, and devoid of devotion, such a yajna is tamas. Worshipping gods, Brahmins, gurus, saints, and wisdom with purity, with simplicity, the avoidance of sex and violence, this is known as body-related tapa. Speech that does not hurt anyone, that is lovable and is also appropriate and helpful. The reading of scriptures and repeating God's name, these are known to be tapa of speech. A delightful mind, peaceful nature, one inclined to remember God, and purity of thoughts and mental processes, these refer to mind-related tapa. People practicing yoga who don't desire, who have absolutely no desire so far as results are concerned, but carry out these kind of tapa, their tapa is known as sattvic. But tapa which is carried out for honor, pride, worship, for any other selfish motive, and the tapa which is for transitory results is known as rajas. And tapa which is performed foolishly and is hurting to mind, body, and speech, and aims at inconveniencing or hurting others is known as tamas. Donations is one's duty, and as such, any donation that is given without expectation, with a feeling of generosity that you are helping others, is called sattvic donations. But the donation which is made with consideration of motive, with pride and honor, and the desire to heaven, such a donation should be considered as Rajas donation. And the donation which is made without respect or without disdain, with disdain, and is given to unworthy people or is given for unworthy causes is known as tamas donation. Om Tat Sat. These three words denote the name of the omnipresent Brahma. He alone has created Brahmins, Vedas and Yajnas. Therefore, all worthy actions like Yajna, donation or Tapa are initiated by righteous people by pronouncing Om. Om is always chanted before beginning Yajna, Tapa or at the time of donation. Tat word denotes the name of the Almighty, to whom everything belongs. Therefore, selfless, righteous people perform holy duties like Yajna, Tapa and donation while chanting. Sata means name of God, is repeated with devotion, and purity is also used for performing deserving duties. The intent behind Yajna, Tapa and donation is also Sata. It's known as Sata. And the duties carried out for the Almighty are also known as Sata. Arjun, any Yajna, Tapa or donation, if performed without devotion and respect and other worthy actions, if these are devoid of devotion, such are known as asat. Therefore, these are neither useful in this world nor in the next. Thus ends chapter 17 of the Bhagavad Gita.